pan-seared fish with chili garlic soya. Hi, I am Manupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. Like always, again today I have come up with an exciting recipe. This is something that I like to make on a day when I really want to have comfort food. Fish is something that I personally like, and I can have a lot of toppings over the fish, and it can be a meal by itself for me. Yes, today I am going to talk about a recipe which is simple, but it is so full of flavors that you yourself will get extremely tempted to make it the minute you finish watching this video. It's a guarantee. Watch it. So, to make this recipe, well, I haven't really thought of a name. Maybe we can call it like a pan fried fish with garlic, chili, soya. Oh, there's too many ingredients. I think by the end of this recipe, I will think of a name. Since it's something that I make without a name, I thought I should share the recipe with you, and probably you can also suggest a name for me. Well, by the end of this recipe, I will have a name for sure. So, to make this recipe, we need some boneless fish, red, yellow and green peppers cut into diamonds, soya sauce, fish sauce, spring onion greens, fresh red chilies, garlic, ginger, salt, crushed pepper and oil. Okay, so these are my ingredients. There are two steps to this. One is where we saute the fish, which is we pan fry the fish, and one is where we make the topping. This is a dry dish. It is lots of vegetables on top of nicely pan seared fish. Simple, no much pre-prep, whatever vegetables you have at home. If you don't have red and yellow peppers, no problem, use just plain simple capsicum. If you don't want to use capsicum, use carrots, use cabbage, whatever you like. I am using these three since it gives a good color, and if you are feeling low, color is something that will definitely enhance your mood. So, let us do some pre-prep. I have some fresh red chilies here which you need to cut. So, how do you cut them? You cut them at an angle like this, for which you need a very sharp knife. Fresh red chilies are quite spicy, so I would suggest one chili should be enough if you are making for one portion. Well, if you like to eat spicy food, then you can definitely add 4 or 5, as many as you want, and if you don't want to have spicy at all, just delete it, don't use it. Okay, so this is fresh red chilies. Let us take a wok, to which we will add in some oil. So, oil has to be very hot. Do not put anything in cold oil, as it is the temperature is building, you are putting in something, the temperature again goes down. So, add anything to the oil only after the oil is well heated. That is the time when you will get that nice sizzle. Okay. So, we will wait for this to get hot. In the meanwhile, let us get our ingredients in place. We need garlic, we need ginger, and we need the fresh red chilies. So, what I am going to do is I am going to toss these things together with these peppers and keep it aside. Then we will pan sear the fish. If you are using basa, be very low on salt because it is quite a salty fish. You may not need to even add salt, but if you like some extra salt in your food, then you can sprinkle very little salt on basa. If you are not using basa, using any other fish like kingfish, or if you are using salmon, which is the Indian salmon, anything that you are using, then you may have to season it really well. So, now this oil is hot. To this we will add in garlic, and I am taken very little oil in this, firstly because I am using a non-stick pan, and secondly is you do not really need to take so much oil because we are just going to stir fry this. So, after garlic goes in ginger. Okay. Now, before we add in the chilies, I suggest that we add the peppers. Why? Is because if you add chilies directly to the pan, you will start coughing. So, some yellow peppers, and now to this we will add in the red chilies. Now, let us add some fish sauce. Fish sauce, many of us do not prefer it because it has a very strong odor, but it needs an acquired taste. I feel that since we are doing this as a topping over pan fried fish, I feel this is quite essential. It will really bring out the flavors of all the other ingredients also. After adding fish sauce, we will add in some soya, some salt. Remember, fish sauce, soya sauce, all are quite high on salt, so salt has to be very little, and some pepper. Okay. So this topping is done. I won't cook it more. I'll now bring a pan here with oil in which I am going to cook the fish. In case there is extra moisture in the fish, you have to dab it out, or else it leaves all the moisture in the pan and you won't really get that pan seared look to the fish. So just take a kitchen towel. On this you can place the fish and just dab it. Okay. So the fish is also dry. We'll, like I said, very little salt on the fish and some pepper also, and we'll place this in a pan of hot oil. Always the bone side goes down. So after we have cooked one side, you have to now cook the other side as well. This fish doesn't take too long, so quickly flip it. So this is lovely pan seared. 1 or 1.5 minutes on each side is sufficient for the fish to cook. If it's nice thin fillets, if the fillet is thick, then probably 2 to 2.5 minutes on each side. Do not overcook the fish because it will give out all the moisture and it will leave the meat quite dry. Actually, that is applicable to most of the meats which are high in protein. When you overcook anything, for example chicken, if you overcook chicken, what happens? It goes tough. That's the same reason with fish also. Don't overcook it, it goes quite dry. So the fish is done. Let's switch off the heat. Now carefully pick up the fish. Since it's cooked, chances of it to break are quite high. Just place the fish over any serving platter, preferably a flat one. Coming back to our vegetables, it's all done. We'll just lightly warm it, and all that we are left with is the spring onion greens. We'll just add to this, give it a toss, and it all go over the fish. Okay, so some spring onion greens in this. The vegetables are still quite crunchy, and that's how it should be. Just take a spoon and just top these vegetables over the fish. Lovely. Don't overcrowd it. You also need to see that there's some fish down there in the plate and it's just waiting for it to go into your tummy. So this is my comfort food. After watching this video, I'm sure it's also going to be your comfort food. Make this on any day, it will really make you feel happy. I'm going to have this immediately because it's nice, piping hot. You watch these videos, note the ingredients and go and make it right now. Okay, I have also thought of a name. Like I said in the beginning, I would call this pan seared fish with chili garlic soya. Simple name. If you have a better name, please let me know. I am waiting.